you think that what are your expectations from this conflict? Of course, nobody has the crystal ball, but looking at the last month, do you think that this will end somehow soon, or do you think that this will continue?
Well, in short, I think it's going to continue for two main reasons. Number one, for any peace deal to be negotiated, and there's been over 15 rounds of peace negotiations between Russia and Ukraine, with third parties like China, like Turkey, like Finland, like Belarus, like South Africa, all have tried to be a mediator in this conflict. But there's no trust between the parties right now as to how we should move forward. And secondly, there's no common vision as to how this war ends that is appealing to both, or to Russia, to the Ukrainians, to the Europeans, and to the Americans. And also, public sentiment in these parts of the world are very different. So policy is led by what the public attitudes are. And if when we see surveys by these survey companies on the attitudes towards the war, there's very different attitudes as to how this war should be fought and how they should engage. So democracies are arrested by their own capabilities, by their own resources, by their own political consensus, and also by the public sentiment at any given time. And if it's so divergent on the European side, it's going to be very hard to come to an agreement. And also we have to realize that a few months into the conflict, I think it was Istanbul, they preliminarily agreed a peace settlement. But then we had Boris Johnson, who came to Istanbul, who said to Zelensky, we do not want you to end this war, essentially, because we want to still run Russia into the ground. We want to denigrate Russia as much as possible. Not in those exact words, but that was the sentiment. So there was a chance to make peace, and due to the intentions and the visions of what the Europeans wanted to do along with the Americans, this war is still protracted in its nature. This will not end anytime soon if the situation remains as it is, if Putin still remains in power. And if they can't agree on a common way forward, we will not see an end to this conflict anytime soon. And that I can guarantee.